Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you doing? I just realised I blended into the sofa, into the room. Okay, wow, that wasn't intentional. Oh, at least I blend in. Here's Monkey. Say hi. Hello, gorgeous girl. So I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm hoping it's going to be quick. Just about to not give a what people think of you anymore. I used to really care what people thought, and I do think the society that we live in kind of contributes to that. I cared what people thought, especially when I was younger, because I didn't know what I know now, basically. And when you're young and you're at school and society, and you kind of compare yourself to others, and you feel like you're being judged or anything like that, which was what I felt like when I was younger. And as I've got older, you know, I still care what people think. You know, I care what people think, as in, like, my loved ones. I care what they think, obviously. People I don't know, strangers or anybody that I don't know, or whoever, I don't care what they think anymore. And I think it all starts with what the root of your problem is first. Why do you care what people think? Keep asking yourself, why do I care what people think? Just keep asking that same question over and over again until you get that answer. Sit with yourself for a while. Meditate on it. Write a journal. Just keep asking that same question. Why do I care what people think? And you will find out that when you go to the root of why, so like it could be a fear of judgment, a fear of being criticised, you know, any insecurities, desire for approval, just love and acceptance and stuff like that. You know, we tend to people please so we can get all that, so we can validate ourselves from externally, validate ourselves, and, you know, for approval, for acceptance. And that's probably why we care a lot what people think. But when you go to the root of why, like go within and you find out why, it's very likely that it's to do with your past, or it's to do with you being, you know, or it's to do with being a child, you know, back when you were younger. There's always something what triggers us to make us, you know, fear rejection, or wanting that approval, or wanting that validation. It always starts with being younger, or a trauma that's happened when you were younger, or in the past, or something like that. It doesn't always have to be when you were younger, but it's always starts with the root. Always starts where it's created. And once you start working on that, working on the inside, rather than just trying to avoid situations when you're, you know, the external world, rather than, say like if you were a fear of public speaking, rather than trying to avoid public speaking, work on it, face your fears head on, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. It's the only way that we grow to our full potential. Because if you think about it, how our lives are, and how our lives are, right? And all these, you know, fears that we have are holding us back. We don't go to our true potential. We don't want to get to the end of our lives, right, and sit in our deathbed, and, you know, even if we have the chance to think about it, you know, and sit there and think, oh God, I wish I created this business. Oh, I wish I'd started YouTube, or I wish I don't know, did everything that you really desired. I wish I'd travelled the world. I wish I did this, did that, you know. And you get to the end of your life and think, oh, I never did that. And you don't want to have regrets. Never have regrets. And I think all these things that are in our heads, you know, the fear, rejection, insecurities, you know, desire for approval, love and acceptance, all of that, we think about it, and it takes over our lives, and it's bloody exhausting. It's exhausting to live your life like that. Do you know what I mean? I used to be like that, and then I just thought to myself, I'm holding myself back for so many years. I'm holding myself back to my true potential. You know, there's only one of you. You're unique. You don't want anyone else like you. Don't follow the crowd and follow society and follow the sheep. Be you. Be your authentic self. As long as you're real and you're true to yourself and your authentic self, who cares what people think? I used to really care. I did really care. I was kind of like people pleasing all the time. And where does that get you? It doesn't get you anywhere. But pleasing other people, but you're not being your true self, you're not being your authentic self. I did that for a lot of years, but then when I started working on the root of the problem, the root of the issues, you know, dig deep, dig a lot deeper. And then once you work on these little things individually, it starts to fade away, and you start to see the world in such a different way. It's incredible. It's truly amazing how this works, and I've done this for a while now. You know, I wouldn't say that I'm completely cured or anything like that. I don't think you'll ever be cured, but you can learn to be your authentic self, and it will start to fade away. It really does. And it does help that I'm older now as well, I suppose. I'm older and wiser now. I think you get more confident when you grow older as well, but why wait till you're older? Try now, start now. I used to think as well, like, say like if I went to a coffee shop on my own, or I don't know, where else? Just go walking about on your own. I would always think to myself, oh God, everyone's looking at me. They're probably thinking I've got no friends or something like that. And do you know what? They don't care. They don't give a shit. You know, do you care? Do you sort of care if you see somebody walking on their own? Do you care if they're in a coffee shop or the pub on their own? Do you think to yourself, oh wow, they're on their own? They really don't care. They're so busy in their own lives to care about what you're doing or what you think about. They're so wrapped up in their own worlds. But we overthink, we overanalyze, you know, and that is exhausting to think and worry about and overthink what other people are thinking. Basically limits you from being present. You're missing out on life because you're constantly worried about what other people think, or worried about the future, or worried about this, worried about that, worried about everything. Just be present. Be in the now. Just be. Let life flow. And once you accept that and you start letting life flow through you, it really changes your outlook on life. And you don't miss any new opportunities. I mean, I'm still working on myself. There's a couple of things that I'm, you know, still have a couple of fears over or anything like that. But I'm still working on that at the minute. And I'm getting better with it. I really am. I used to be so anxious years ago. So anxious. I think it all started when I was, well, what I can remember, it started when I was 18. So then I started drinking and to cover my anxiety up and things like that. And it just went into a whirlwind, a snowball effect. And I went downhill massively because I was trying to cover up things, my insecurities or anxiety or anything like that. And looking back, I wish I'd known what I know now. But then I don't have any regrets either. I think what I did in my past has brought me to where I am today. But that's another story. I'll do another video on like alcohol and, you know, the path that I led, my story, because it's quite a long one. But yeah, just don't care what people think. I really don't. Meditate. Honest to God, there's a lot of people now waking up to doing a meditation. And I've said this before and I'll say it again. You don't have to be a guru to meditate. You don't have to be a monk. You don't have to go and sit in a cave. Literally just take 10 minutes out of your day. I used to start with like 5-10 minutes because I found that my mind was really busy all the time, and I would start thinking about the future. I'd even start thinking about, oh okay, I've got that in the fridge tonight, I can have that for my tea. And you're not being present. You are not being present because you're thinking about so many other things. But that's okay. That's our monkey mind just going on and on and on, you know, as it does. And it always will, and it's just learning to control those thoughts and be aware of it and letting the thoughts go. Just be aware of the thought and let it float away. And learning to deal with that has really changed my life about what people think. You know, meditate, write a journal, get everything down that's in your head onto paper, and start to get to the root of why you're feeling like this. Because don't worry, it really happens to the best of us. It's happened to the majority of people. Everybody that I've asked previously, you know, are you scared? You know, what's your thoughts? Do you care what people think? Everybody says, yeah, I care what people think. Why? It's so exhausting. You're not living to your true potential. You know, what would you do? Ask yourself this question. What would you do if you didn't have any of these limiting beliefs? What would you do with your life? Write that down. Write the answer down. What would you do with your life if you didn't have any fears, you know, any problems, any issues, any limiting beliefs? I bet it would be the boldest, brightest person that you want to be. You can be that person. Just let go of the fear. Fear is not even real. Your thoughts aren't even real. You just don't want to be held back anymore. Like, we've got one life. I say this all the time, and I think a lot of people do, and it's very cliche. You've got one life, and life's not a rehearsal. But it is true. You know, when you're younger, you think you're going to live forever. I did. I thought that. You know, not really. I know that we're going to die at the end, but you do live your life as if you're going to live forever. And I've missed out on so many opportunities back in the day. I sound really old when I say back in the day. I'm not. I'm only 36. You're as young as you feel. And yeah, I missed out on so much. But I'm glad I found now what I know now, because that's just going to change the rest of my life. I already feel absolutely amazing, and life is exciting now. Like, I jump out of bed now. I don't have any fears. I was just trying to think then, I don't really have any fears. There might be like my little monkey mind, my little ego popping up saying, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do this. You're not gonna be able to do that. And I'll just go, yeah, lovely, thanks for coming up. Thanks for that stupid little voice coming up. Goodbye. And I just do it. You just face your fears. And 9 times out of 10, it's never as bad as what you actually thought anyway. We just overanalyze things. We work ourselves up so much in our heads and think it's going to be so bad, and then you think, oh, that wasn't so bad. Live your life like that, and it's so free. It's so freeing when you don't actually care what people think. You're never going to please everybody in the world. Not everybody's going to like you. Who cares though? The right people will fall into your life. The right people who do like you will fall into your life. But at least you're being your authentic self, and you're not being fake like the people that you want to be like. At least you're not being fake. You don't want them people around you anyway that don't like your authentic self. The right people, trust me, will come into your life when you're your real self, you're true to yourself, you're being authentic. Embrace that. It's great to be weird. I always used to call myself the black sheep of the family because I'm a little bit different, I'm a little bit weird, but I don't care. I embrace that now. And now that I embrace that, I'm even more confident than I used to be. I'm not confident like I'm a cocky confident, you know, there's a fine line, but I'm confident. I really like myself now. I love myself. Learn to love yourself. Learn to really, truly like yourself and love yourself. And I don't mean from an egotistical way, like I love myself, I'm amazing. I mean just to really like yourself, because if you don't like yourself or love yourself, neither will anyone else. They will see that energy in you, and they'll see that you're scared and see that you're fearful. And see that you're not being your real self. And start to work on loving on yourself. I'm going to do another video about how to love yourself and what I've done to how I've got to this point in my life, and how I feel confident, and how I don't care what people think. That's quite a long video, so that'll be a separate one. But yeah, just know that there is a way out. The main way of looking at it is working on yourself, working on your inner self. Get to the root of why you feel like that, why you think like that, and start to see what comes up for you, because there'll be a lot, and you probably think to yourself, well, nothing's going to come up, but it will. Once you put your hand to paper, loads of stuff will come up, like loads of different little thoughts, and then other thoughts on top of that, and little stories on top of that, and you'll start to get to the root of the issue, root of the problem. And then you'll start to feel more confident, you'll start to love yourself, and then you will really not care what people think. Life is too short. Life is so short. But you will get through this. You will get through this. I have, and I never thought I would. You are the creator of your story. You're the creator of your own life. People are too busy to think about, you know, what you're doing. They're too busy thinking about what they want in their lives and how their lives going. They really don't care. And if you do something a little bit embarrassing or whatever, they'll think about it for this long and then move on. They're their own star in their own movies, and you're your own star in your own movie. So live it. Live your... Let go and let life flow through you. Just let life happen. And that's the best bit of advice I can give you so far, because that is really, really what's worked for me. And the sooner you realise it, and the sooner you start thinking about that, it's so freeing. You feel like you can, not invincible, but you feel like you can do what you really want to do. Whatever you have in your head that you want to do, just go and do it. Go and do it. So yeah, please give me a like if you like the video, and please subscribe. It really supports my channel, and I will come to you with some more videos about like how to love yourself and all that fun stuff. But yeah, thanks for watching.